Hello there. Hi. Assalamu alaikum. This is Amnah here from My English Matters, and we are live again for our weekly Facebook Live sessions. Now, today I am going to talk about the difference between practice with a C and practice with an S. Okay, this is a common confusion that many second language learners face. So I'm going to be talking about that. But before that, let me know where you're watching from. If you are in Malaysia, or you're in Terengganu, you're in Shah Alam, or I'm in Shah Alam, let me know where you're watching from. If you don't want to let me know where you're watching from, share this post or like it or give me a heart. Just some sort of engagement. I do enjoy seeing your comments. Okay, right, I'm going to pull up the slides for you guys so that you can see it. All right, here we go. Right. Hi, Soraya. Oh, she's in KT. Okay, thanks for saying hello to me. Right. Practice or practice? How do you spell this word? Practice with a C or practice with an S? Hello, Jojo, Azima, Nor Inshira. Oh, Jojo's in Shah Alam as well. Aisha, hello. Some is from Cambodia. Ardila. Waalaikumsalam. Hi, Sharifah. Hello, brother Sam, Siti Nur Izwani. Okay, great to see you guys. And Shira is from Bukit Antarabangsa. Arifah is from Kelantan. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna get into this class now. Practice with a C or practice with an S. What's the difference? How are you going to determine the difference between the two in your writing? Okay, right. My first slide is in the US, practice with a C is used for both the noun and the verb. Okay, both the noun and the verb. So if you're following US writing conventions, just use practice all the time. Okay, and we get this question a lot. Should I be using the US spelling or should I be using the British English spelling? It's up to you. Okay, if you want to use the US writing convention, that's fine. If you want to use the English writing convention, British English writing convention, it's fine also. Okay, so it's up to you. However, in Malaysia, we have been taught to use the British spelling. Now, if you're writing for normal correspondence like email or you are writing a letter, I think it's fine whether to use US or British English. But if you're writing for something that is going to be published for a lot of people to read, then just choose one. Use the British or use the US English. And if you're using one, stick to it, stay consistent within that same piece of work. Okay, don't suddenly change from US to English, English to US within that same piece of writing. Okay, so you can use US or you can use British. If you are using the US spelling, practice, spell it with a C, Practice, and you won't go wrong there. Okay? But in the UK, which is the British English way of spelling it, practice with a C is a noun, and practice with an S is a verb. Okay? So if you're following the UK writing convention, it can be confusing. Now, I have this confusion as well. So don't think that you're alone. I also have this confusion as well. But I do have a tip. I have a trick for you to figure out whether it should be spelled with an S or it should be spelled with a C. So stay with me here. It can be confusing if you're using the UK writing. I choose to use the UK English, the British English spelling, because I grew up in Britain and then we grew up in Malaysia, and even Malaysians, we use the British English. So it's better for me to use the UK writing convention. I prefer the UK writing convention. But if you don't like the UK writing convention, then use the US spelling. It's fine because we are in Malaysia. We have a choice. We can use either UK or UK or US. Now, here's how you can remember the difference if you're using the UK writing convention. Remember the difference between practice with a C or practice with an S. Just remember the word ice, which is a noun. Okay, I put a picture here, an image of a drink with ice in it. So practice, Pract plus ice is a noun, because ice is a noun, right? It's a thing, it's an object, it's a noun. Whereas pract plus ise, practice, ise is not, it doesn't mean anything. So it's not a noun. Practice with an S is not a noun, it's a verb. So it's either a noun or it's a verb, but if it has the word ice in it, then it's the noun. Okay? I hope this tip will help you to remember the next time you're like confused. Is this a noun or is this a verb? Remember, ice, I-C-E, is a noun. Now, what if you're not sure whether it's supposed to be a noun or a verb? So this happens to me sometimes when I'm writing and I use the word practice and I'm like thinking, wait, is this practice the verb or is this practice the noun? So I don't even know whether I should spell it with a C or an S because I'm not sure whether it's a noun or it's a verb, okay? I have that problem as well. But remember, this confusion only applies if you are following the UK writing convention. Okay, if you are using the right US writing convention, use practice with a C all the time for both the noun and the verb, right? Asmi says, you're making me thirsty. Yeah, I specifically chose that picture of a drink with ice in it because it looks yummy. Now, try this tip if you're following the UK writing conventions. Right, try using the word preparation instead of practice with a C. If the sentence still makes sense, then practice with a C is correct. This works because practice with a C is a noun, just like the word preparation. I'm going to go through like a test, like a short quiz with you guys after this so that you can put this tip to use. So take down notes if you're watching me, take down notes. So preparation is a noun. So use it with practice with a C, which is also a noun, okay? Because I'm going to do a test with you guys later, so I don't want you to forget this when you're doing the test. Now, try using the verb to prepare instead of practice with an S. If the sentence still makes sense, then practice with an S is correct. This works because to practice is a verb, just like to prepare. Okay? Are you guys clear with that? I actually shared this tip in a social media post on Facebook and Instagram last week, and somebody wrote a comment. He said that practice and prepare and practice and preparation do not have the same connotation. So what he means by that is it doesn't have the same feeling, it doesn't have the same meaning with preparation and prepare. So I just wanted to highlight that because yes, I agree with him. However, it's not about replacing it. It's not about replacing the word prepare with practice or replacing preparation for practice with an S, practice with a C. It's more about reading it again with the word prepare or preparation. And if it makes sense grammatically, then you are using the correct practice. Do you know what I mean? So it's not about, it has to have the exact same meaning as practice. It's more about figuring out this using this trick or this tip to know whether you are using the correct word, the correct spelling for practice. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So let's put this trick to use. Let me just share it with you guys again so that you are ready to do the test with me. So preparation is a noun. Therefore, use practice with a C. Okay. To prepare is a verb. Therefore, use practice with the S. Remember, this is the UK writing convention. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this test with you, with me. I'll do this with you. You guys do this with me. I have 8 sentences. Fill in the blanks with the correct spelling of practice. Is it practice with a C or is it practice with an S? I'm going to read out the sentences one by one, And after I go through all the sentences, I'm going to show you the answers. I'm going to go through the answers with you guys. So question number 1, she tried to put her new math skills into practice, but still needed a calculator to work out the final sum. So is it practice with a C or is it practice with an S? What do you guys think? Write it in the comments so that I can see your answers. It's okay if you may get it wrong. We're all learning here together. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 2. Dr. Magat's practice in Damansara Perdana is closed on Mondays. Okay, Dr. Magat's practice in Damansara Perdana is closed on Mondays. Practice in this sentence, Dr. Magat's practice, it refers to like a clinic, right? A medical clinic. Nigel says practice with an S. Nur Khairul says practice with an S also. Some of you gave practice with a C. Remember my tip? Practice with a C, preparation. Practice with an S, prepare. So if you replaced that with preparation or prepare, which one is the correct one? And that's how you know which spelling to use. Aliman, I'm just using practice and practicing right now, not practicing. Okay. Number 3, I practice my spelling for half an hour each day. Is it practice with a C or practice with an S? Okay. Number 4, at school, we practice the same song each week. Practice with a C or practice with an S? Number 5, our practice session will be held on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Number 6, you need to practice speaking English every day. So C or S? Number 7, I prefer saying practice makes progress over practice makes perfect. Number 8, I can't make it today because I have netball practice. Let's practice for the dance performance tomorrow. Okay, those are my 8 sentences. I'll wait for you guys to finish all 8 sentences, and then I'll show you the answers shortly. I'll give you some time. Oh, let me make the screen bigger for you guys. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to make it bigger. Can you see it? Is that better? Okay, Rihanna, number 6, practice. Azmi, practice and practice with C and S. I'll wait for a few more people to finish off number 8. Okay. See, when I do this quiz, I also have to be extra careful because I'm used to spelling practice with an S, and sometimes it could be wrong. My default is to spell practice with an S. So I always have to go through my writing again to make sure that I'm using the correct spelling. So it's good to edit yourself when you write. Anybody else done with question number 8? Okay, Rabiato, it's done. Tarius, it's done. Number 8. There's one more. There's 2 practices in that sentence. Okay. All right. So I see a lot of you have done number 8 now. Okay. Let's go to the answers. Are we ready? If you're not ready yet, let me know. If you are ready, then I'll just, then you just keep quiet. Okay. Number 9. Sorry, slide number 9. Okay, here are my answers. Number 1, she tried to put her new math skills into practice with a C. Okay, practice with a C, but still needed a calculator to work out the final sum. Okay, so let me show you how I would determine whether it's practice with a C or practice with an S. So she tried to put her new math skills into prepare. Does that sound right? Into prepare. It doesn't, right? we should try to put her new math skills into preparation. So preparation is a noun. So practice with the C is the noun. So that's why we use practice with the C. Okay. Dr. Magat's practice in Damansara Perdana is closed on Mondays. So it's also C, right? Dr. Magat's practice is the name of it's the clinic. So it's a noun. Okay. Even if I replaced the word practice with prepare, Dr. Magat's prepare doesn't make sense. Dr. Magat's preparation, that makes sense grammatically. So that's why it's practice. I practice with an S. I practice my spelling for half an hour each day. Okay, practice, there is the verb. Let's try to replace the word prepare. I prepare my spelling for half an hour each day. Grammatically, it's correct. If I say I preparation my spelling for half an hour each day, grammatically, it's not correct. So that's why I prepare, which is a noun. So you use, I prepare, which is the verb. You use practice with an S. Okay. Whew. All right. At school, number 4, at school, we practice the same song each week. Practice is the verb here. At school, we prepare the same song. Okay, that sounds right. So it's practice with an S. Number 5, our practice session will be held on Wednesday at 8 p.m. So the practice here is, the spelling is the C, our practice session. So our preparation session, not our prepare session. So our preparation session sounds grammatically correct. That's why it's practice with a C. Okay. Number 6, you need to practice speaking English every day. You need to prepare speaking English every day. Sounds correct. So prepare and verb. So it should be practice with an S. You can't say you need to preparation speaking English. It's wrong. So preparation is a noun, so it's definitely not practice with a C. So the correct answer is practice with an S for number 6. Number 7, I prefer saying practice makes progress over practice makes perfect. So practice, both are practice with a C, okay? Because it's a noun. I prefer saying practice. If I replace that with preparation, I prefer saying preparation makes progress. Preparation makes perfect. I can't say prepare makes progress. Prepare makes perfect. So that's why preparation, remember, preparation is the noun, so you spell it with a C. And then number 8, I can't make it today because I have netball practice. Let's practice. So netball practice, practice with a C. Let's practice for the dance performance tomorrow. So let's practice. The second practice is with an S. Let's practice, practice with an S. So netball practice, practice with a C. Let's practice, practice with an S. I have to say this out loud because I know that some of you will be listening on the podcast as well. Okay, so well done. I hope you got most of them right. If you didn't, go back, watch this video again, take down notes on how to remember whether you should be using practice with a C or practice with an S. Okay. Now, there are a few other words that are commonly confused, especially by second language learners, because they are spelled either with an ICE or an ISE. Okay, here's an example. Advice, which is the noun, and advise, which is the verb. So we actually get this question a lot. What's the difference between advice with a C, advise with an S? A lot of you get this wrong because many second language learners are unaware that the pronunciation is different. So advice, I usually don't get this mixed up because I know that advice, you pronounce it like ice, advice. Whereas with advise, with an S, it's pronounced advise. It sounds like a Z at the end. Advise part is a bit longer. So advice is the noun and advise is the verb. So it's pronounced differently. So I want you to practice at home, practice pronouncing these two words differently. When you pronounce it differently, then it's easier for you to remember, because like practice and practice with a C and practice with an S, they sound the same. So it can be confusing. But if you know the different, how advice and advise are pronounced differently, it's easier for you to remember. Now, I just want to share with you, if you're still confused, advice is the noun. Just remember that advice, the noun, is nasihat. Okay, advise is the act of giving advice. So it's menasihati. Right? Two different things. Okay, my kids are screaming at the back. I told them before this class not to make any noise, but kids being kids. Okay. Device and devise. So notice even the pronunciation is different. Device, which is the meaning is like an instrument or an object. That's the device. Whereas devise is a verb, which means to come up with an idea or come up with a plan. So devise is different, and the spelling is different. And this applies for both British English and also American English. So you have to be careful here. Okay, there's another commonly confused word. License with a C and license with an S. I get this confused as well, because the pronunciation is the same between the C and the S, so license and license. But the license with a C is a noun. The license with an S is a verb in British English. However, in American English, both the noun and the verb is spelt with a C. So license with a C, license with a C also for the verb and the noun. That is American English, but it's also acceptable as a verb in British English. So if you feel like it's confusing for you, you could just use license for both the noun and the verb, because it is still acceptable in British English. So I just wanted to share that with you. Remember, this one, you have to know the difference between advice with a C and advise with an S, because both British and English and American English, we use these spellings for the noun and the verb. Okay? So, well done. I hope that was helpful. I hope you're going to remember this tip that I shared with you about preparation and prepare. And if you're not yet on our email list, go to myenglishmatters.com. That's where all the fun is. Key in your name and your email address at myenglishmatters.com. Sign up to our email list, and you'll get 7 tips to help you speak with confidence. The tips are sent to you over 3 days, and then every Thursday we send an email. And we also let you know when we have registration for any of our programs, like Communicate with Confidence, Members Monthly. And also next week, inshallah, we are going to be launching our writing course. So I'll be talking about that next week. I hope that you'll join me again next week, because I'm going to be talking about our writing course. All right, so join our email list. I hope to see you there. And that's all from me for today. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Assalamualaikum.